What is up, everyone? James Baek here. Welcome back to another episode of VGC 17 Back-to-Back Battles. Happy Valentine's Day, or I hope you had a great Valentine's Day. I don't know. It could still be your Valentine's Day in wherever you live, or it could be like over. Maybe you're watching this video in the future. But hope everyone had a good time, whether you're with someone or, alone, friends, a bunch of other things. So we're going to go against Chris with the Arcanine, Snorlax, Tapu Lele, Kartana, Gigalith, and Porygon Z. My team will be the Dragonite team we're using for one last time on the channel with Politoed, Dragonite, Marowak, Muk, Kartana, and Tapu Koko. Now, I'm pretty sure that's Scarf. Actually, no, that's probably Trick Room Porygon Z. It's like a mind game. Is it Trick Room? Or is it like Scarf? Oh, these are the mind games I don't like to play. But Marowak's pretty solid in the matchup no matter what. Actually, Kartana Marowak actually does pretty well against my opponent's team. So does Muk actually. I think I'm going to bring Muk and Politoed in the back. I think that's fine. Yeah, I kind of like this actually. I kind of like it. So, didn't spend today with someone special, but I did get a really good gift from the Pokemon Company International, the regionals money that I did win in Philadelphia. I got the 500, so that is nice. Let's see what my opponent's going to bring. Very happy I got that. I was like waiting for it for quite a while. So we're going to see Mara Cortana on my side against the Tapu Lele Porygon Z. Psychic Surge is going to activate for my opponent. I feel like doubling into this Porygon Z is the smartest call with a Flare Blitz Sacred Sword, because Tapu Lele might want to protect or switch out. It might be Scarf Lele and a attacking Porygon Z, which might mean I might lose my Kartana here, but Kartana is fine to lose if I prevent my opponent's method of speed control. So, I wonder if it's Z-move. Trick Room Porygon Z. I have seen that in the past with Breakneck Blitz. They run like a Quiet Nature. We're going to see Porygon Z actually withdraw into Arcanine. So, let's see what this Tapu Lele is going to do. Is it going to protect? You would assume a protect if Arcanine's making such a defensive switch in. It is Scarf Tapu Lele, and we'll go straight for the Psychic into Kartana, breaking my Focus Sash. Okay. And we do get a double attack off onto this Arcanine Sacred Sword. Does a decent amount at -1. Is that offensive Arcanine? It kind of looks like it. Gonna launch a Flare Blitz into the Arcanine slot. Do a decent amount. However, the good thing is he cannot go for Flare Blitz in Psychic Terrain. So Psychic into Marowak and maybe Inferno Overdrive just to ensure the KO on Kartana. I think the best place to switch into Muk here and go for a Smart Strike into that Lele, because I'm expecting the Psychic to Marowak. It will pick up the knockout, and he can get a double knockout in exchange for the Tapu Lele. So I'm just going to go for a Smart Strike and try to knock out the Tapu Lele if I can. I don't know if Smart Strike is a guaranteed KO on Tapu Lele -1. I don't think it is. I think you need investments, maybe? We're going to see Tapu Lele withdraw. That's fine, too. We get free chip damage. Gigalith is actually going to come out, so it's going to be taking a Smart Strike. And I'm guessing that Kartana is going to be targeted down here. So that is completely fine by me, because now I get to go into my Politoed. My opponent doesn't have a switch into Scald. So into Muk we go. Let's see how much this Smart Strike will do to my opponent. It is a -1 Smart Strike, but it is Kartana. Doing about 50% actually. That is impressive. Inferno Overdrive is going to come out. Yep, just to guarantee that KO on Kartana. I guess I could switch down to Politoed. Not a huge deal though. I think Muk combined with Politoed just does so much to my opponent's team, so I feel like this is alright. Gonna see that Inferno Overdrive come out, and it will target down. Should be my Kartana. Yep. So nice. Kartana does go down. I could have gotten an attack off of Marowak, maybe a Shadow Bone, but it wouldn't have been exactly worth it in my opinion. So, this Arcanine's almost down. It might be in range of Poison Jab, so what I want to do is probably just Scald the... Maybe I just want to go for the Scald into the Gigalith. Or maybe double attack the Gigalith, because Gigalith might want to switch out. So, Politoed's Rain is going to be set up. I'm going to go for the Scald and Poison Jab into Gigalith, I think, because I don't see a reason why to stay in and protect with Gigalith. It's not going to do much for your position because I still have the rain up. So I'm just going to Scald. He'll probably try to reset the rain, so the weather actually. So I'm guessing Gigalith would switch out. If it's Tapu Lele, that would be really good, but I'm expecting Porygon Z to probably switch in here because I don't think you want to lose the Gigalith just yet. And I'm just going to go for a Scald into Gigalith. Don't really mind what this Arcanine does. It's actually going to be a Protect from the Arcanine. That is alright by me. Gonna get a Scald off into Gigalith. That should be able to pick up the knockout onto Gigalith at this position. Gigalith does go down, and that's great for my team because Gigalith was a bit of an annoying Pokemon to deal with. We do Poison Jab into the Arcanine's Protect, but that's fine, as we'll probably see the Porygon Z come out, and I have to make some mind games. I think my opponent either switches out Arcanine and goes for an attack into Politoed, or it could be an attack into Muck, but I don't want Muck to take... Oh wait, we already saw that the Arcanine was carrying the Z move, so I don't have to worry about Breakneck Blitz knocking me out. So I guess I'll just go for the knockoff plus Scald into Arcanine because that would pick up the knockout. He can Extreme Speed for damage. He's probably just going to try to weaken my Muck for later in the game. So let's get the Scald off, knock out the Arcanine. Arcanine is now no longer a threat. My opponent's down to 2 Pokemon. Let's see what this Porygon Z is going to go for. It's going to be the Hyper Beam actually. Muck should be able to survive. I do have a lot of bulk on the Muck. Yes, nice. Excellent. I knew that calc with Hyper Beam. Actually, that could have been choice specs. Let's see. We knock off the item on the Porygon Z, and it will be... no item on Porygon Z. Very suspicious. It looks like my opponent is running the double Z move. As Tapu Lele will come out, and I will just go for the Scald into the Porygon Z and a Poison Jab. Poison Jab should be able to knock out Tapu Lele, and Scald will knock out the Porygon Z. My opponent cannot get rid of both Pokemon at the exact same time, and he is Scarf Leather, so he has to be locked into Psychic or Moonblast. Psychic will be my opponent's choice of move into Politoed, but Politoed, proving its special bulk, gonna go for the Scald into Porygon Z. That is gonna pick up the knockout with a critical hit. I don't think that mattered, to be completely honest. It's Scald in the rain and knock off the already did a lot to Porygon Z. As we get the Poison Jab off, and that should knock out the Tapu Lele, so we will be able to pick up this game. Really nice, really nice. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see, team. Politoed, Muck, Marowak, they were all important roles in this game. And they were able to come out clutch. So let's see. Let's see. I have a good feeling about this episode. I really do. I'm hoping to finish this team with at least 2 wins. Maybe we can get another undefeated episode with this team, but that would be very unlikely unless we have the matchups or I play my extreme best, but we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, really happy today. This was a great day for me, even though it wasn't like a girl or anything. I don't know. It just felt like a great day, like every other day. Like happy. I guess that's just me lately. I've just been happy a lot lately, and I just really have been enjoying life. So I hope everyone out there is enjoying their lives too. And remember, we're not in a barn in Virginia for playing VGC 2016 like we have been for the past 2 Valentine's years. Might have been 3, but I'm pretty sure this is the first weekend on Valentine's Day that I'm not competing at Virginia Regionals at the barn. Ah, man, that place. We're going to go against a 1708 rated player from Japan as our next opponent. And we're going to see the team of Talonflame, Salamence, Kartana, Magnezone, Tapu Fini, and Mudsdale. Very intriguing team, actually. So we've seen Salamence, Magnezone. They were decently popular at the beginning of the format, especially on Wolf Glick's team from the London International. But we've seen a lot of droppage in Salamence and Magnezone. Magnezone's not exactly the fastest Pokemon. It's not exactly the bulkiest Pokemon. 4 times weak to ground is very weird because of all the fact that ground type moves are very common in the format, especially like Garchomp and Crocodile. So, and Salamence has gone down obviously because of the usage of Tapu Fini. So how do I want to handle this team? Scarf Politoed plus... I think Scarf Politoed plus the Tapu Koko just puts me in a very solid position in the game. I want Dragonite in the back because Dragonite can handle so much of my opponent's team. Another plane. Kartana or Muck in the back? I also like Marowak because I can redirect the electric type attacks from that Magnezone. I think I like Kartana though, because I don't really like my damage output against Tapu Fini. Even though I'm bringing Dragonite plus Tapu Koko, I would rather have something, because I'm guessing my opponent's going to set up Tailwind right off the bat. Like, why wouldn't you set up Tailwind right off the bat? Unless my opponent just goes for the Z move, which we could definitely see. But we'll see here. No? Okay, my opponent just using the regular outfit. That's cool. Politoed plus Tapu Koko will take the field against Salaman's Mudsdale, actually. This is a pretty ideal situation for me. Mudsdale's a Pokemon that usually doesn't carry Protect. It usually carries the Assault Vest item. Salamence can only really threaten with the Devastating Drake, but that would waste a Z move, and Talonflame most likely has a Z move in the back. He's not Choice Scarf Salamence either. Well, if he's Choice Scarf, that would actually be the best case scenario, because Choice Scarf Salamence can outspeed my team, but it can't really do much unless it's like Earthquake or something. I guess I'll go for Dazzling Gleam here, and I think a Scald is very safe. I mean, I could lose my Politoed right off the bat, but nothing on this team really threatens my Tapu Koko other than the Mudsdale, so I'll go for the Scald. We might just see the Tapu Fini switch in, which would be well, if the Tapu Fini switches in to take the Scald plus Dazzling Gleam, Salamance's Dragon type attacks are a lot weaker, so kind of assuming that my opponent might not have brought the Fini. We're going to see a Protect from the Salamence, actually. Very interesting. So my opponent must be very confident that he can live the Scald plus Dazzling Gleam. Oh, that didn't do as much damage as I thought. But we get the burn. Very unfortunate for my opponent. But Scald does have that 30% chance to burn. I could have sworn Scald would have done at least 80. I guess that's not the case. Alright, so my opponent going to be at +2 defense. Not really mattering, as we're going to see the Earthquake actually come out for my opponent. This shouldn't knock out the Tapu Koko. This shouldn't. When burned, yeah. But without that burn was huge, but yeah. I probably should have went for Hydro Pump, but I really just wanted damage on the Mudsdale. And now I can get a free Dazzling Gleam off and a Scald into Salamence. That should be able to pick up the knockout Salamence. I'm probably going to get a double KO. My opponent really doesn't have exactly a safe switch-in. I guess maybe Mudsdale can live with Dazzling Gleam. I didn't exactly catch it. I'm pretty sure we're able to KO it though. We're going to see Salamence withdraw here, preserving that Intimidate, going into Tapu Fini. So my opponent did bring the Tapu Fini actually. Okay, but we do get chip damage on the Tapu Fini, which might just put it into Thunderbolt range. Gonna get the Scald off, and it will target down the Tapu Fini, as that does a decent amount. That does, what, 15-20%? Dazzling Gleam will come out. And Mudsdale does go down to Dazzling Gleam. Perfect. That Scald was real. That Scald burn was like fantastic for me. And Tapu Fini's weakened its leftovers, which means it might be able to live my Thunderbolt now. I don't think it will. Salamence will probably come out. No, I think Kartana should come out. No, it's Salamence. Okay. So what can the Salamence do, I guess, is the question that I have, because I don't really see much it can do. I mean, Flamethrower is not going to knock me out. Do I need Politoed for the rest of the game? I really don't against the back Pokemon that my opponent has. I think getting rid of Salamence is the best call, but then again, Tapu Fini is the most damage output it can produce against my team, unless it's Earthquake Salamence. Could very well be. Fini's gonna protect, so let's see if the Salamence has anything cool up its sleeve. Maybe a Dragon Dance? I haven't seen Dragon Dance meant in a while, but it could make sense on a Misty Terrain team. We get the burn on Salamence too, so we're 2 for 2 on Scald burns that are potential. Could have got rid of the Salamence, but getting rid of Fini was so good, in my opinion. Gonna see that Dragon Dance on the Salamence. Yeah, I was wondering about that because I think I've seen this team before. I think I played it. I'm pretty sure I played it. But now the Salamence is burned. Very fortunate for me, but I think Kartana could have still done pretty well here. I'm just gonna Thunderbolt the Fini, and I guess I really don't need Politoed for much, so I guess I'll just Scald this Salamence again and put in Smart Strike range for my Kartana. I mean, I don't know if Salamence has any moves that can actually hit me, unless it's Earthquake. But I'm pretty sure this was C-move Salamence. I think it was the Supersonic Sky Strike, if I'm correct. Wow, we're actually going to see it. It is going to be that Supersonic Sky Strike coming out from my opponent's Salamence. And that's kind of what I love about Rain, to be honest. Getting Scald Burns. And I kind of hate it too. I really hate Rain. But Scald is just such a good move in the game. It really is. So a Z move, it is kind of -1 because of the burn. So let's see if it's able to knock out the Tapu Koko. It is able to knock out the Tapu Koko. Okay. That could change the factor. I should have scalded the Tapu Fini. Well, actually, I think Leaf Blade will still be able to pick up the knockout. So it's not that bad of a situation. As Tapu Fini actually going to go for the Calm Mind. I don't mind that at all. I don't mind that at all. Leftovers is going to heal it. I still think Leaf Blade will be able to KO it after another set of... I still think Leaf Blade would still be able to KO it after. Gonna go into Kartana right here and just Scald the Meds and protect. I'm guessing the Tapu Fini will protect because it wants to say maybe attack with Salamence and just protect the Tapu Fini. Try to break my Focus Sash and then bring out maybe your Kartana or Talonflame in the back. So that's why I'm going to go for this play. I feel like it's the best play that I have. If it's Magnezone in the back, I'm not really that threatened. So protect the Kartana here. Let's see what my opponent has. It is going to be that Protect on Tapu Fini. I'm guessing it's a Dragon Claw. Earthquake. Okay. So we saw Dragon Dance, Earthquake, Fly, you have to assume because it already used its Z move. Did it have Dragon Claw or Protect? No, it protected first turn, right? Did it protect first turn or switch out? I don't remember. But we are going to get the Scald off into the Salamence, and we are going to be able to KO. And we have our Focus Sash intact. So we're in a pretty good position right here. The rain is going to stop too. Don't know if that's good or bad. I mean, that makes my Thunders less accurate. But if it's Magnezone in the back, it makes this game a lot easier for me to win. And luckily, my opponent cannot burn me or paralyze me in this terrain. Magnezone's going to come out. Was this Scarf Magnezone? I guess I'll just Leaf Blade and Scald. I mean, Scald's not going to... Trying to remember... Can Scarf Magnezone outspeed Politoed? I'm not sure. I'm just going to Leaf Blade the Tapu Fini and Scald the Magnezone for damage. My opponent has to target down the Kartana anyway, so I'm expecting my opponent to either go for the double or just attack double into Kartana. Get the Scald off on the Magnezone. That's not really bulky. It is the Scarf Magnezone, and it will go straight for the Hidden Power. Hidden Power Fire looks like into my Kartana, which is fine because now it is locked into Hidden Power Fire. I just have to target down the Fini with my Dragonite to win. But we are able to knock out the Tapu Fini for the game win. As Beast Boost is going to activate, get the attack rise. It doesn't really matter. Dragonite really cleans up the game. And actually, I kind of want my Dragonite to get the KO. So, let's... Maybe my... Oh, my opponent can't have Discharge. Alright, let's go into Dragonite, Protect. I'm going to guess the forfeit here, but I hope my opponent just allows me to get the Specs Flamethrower off with the Dragonite. Because I really want this KO with Dragonite. I want Dragonite to do something in this video. Protect the Kartana here. As we're going to see the Hidden Power Fire into that Kartana, and now Dragonite can win the game with the Flamethrower. So nice, just going to double protect and make sure that I get the KO with the Flamethrower. So let's see. Please don't forfeit. My opponents don't know how to have fun, but... Oh well, Dragonite, I hope we are able to bring you into the third game. We did get the 2 wins that I wanted in today's episode, but... we still have one more battle to do. Can we win this and win a third battle and get 2 undefeated episodes in a row? Can we do that? We'll find out, I guess. We'll find out. But... I don't know. Valentine's Day. Let's talk about it. Let's not really talk about it. I don't know about you people. I'm not a huge fan of chocolate. Like I like chocolate, obviously. I like chocolate. It's sweet. Except... I don't like eating much of it anymore. I used to when I was a kid, but now I don't really like chocolate. I guess I just really don't like sweet things as much, even though I love like ice cream and stuff. I don't like having too much sweets, I guess, now. I don't know, it kind of sounds weird. I do like the taste of chocolate. I like sweet things like ice cream, but I don't like eating too much of it. I don't know why. I guess my taste buds have changed over the years. I don't know why I'm telling you people this. I guess I'm trying to make conversation. Why not? Make conversation. But I guess I could do that on my streams, which will be resuming soon because I did fix my capture card. We're probably going to be streaming, I don't know, maybe tomorrow. I got to figure out what team I'm using for the next episode tomorrow. Maybe the Drifblim team? I'm not exactly sure because I literally practiced the Drifblim team just for the Aeon Gaming Tournament event that I went to. And it was just an idea that popped up and I haven't really played with it since. So, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, Drifblim was probably just like a one thing I wanted to try. It just... Okay. So Drifblim I thought would be a very easy sweep mode. And it does have autopilot modes. But the Drifblim team... I had to make so many reads with it. That's too. Like, you might think, oh, you just had a Misty Terrain and then Tailwind and then you swagger your own teammate, but as they're playing this, another plane is going by, but it's so much more than that. You have to make the reads. Is my opponent going to double target the Feeny slot and try to call the Garchomp or the Metagross or the Arcanine on the switch in? Like, there's a lot of things that go into my head. Like, is my opponent going to protect? How is my opponent going to handle the board position? There's like a lot of bad matchups with the Drifblim team. A Tapu Koko can be very annoying to that team. So can Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz was like so annoying. And of course I faced in the finals. And Mandibuzz was kind of like the Pokemon that really stopped that team. Because taunting the Drifblim, tailwinding it, and then I don't exactly how much. The way I knock out Mandibuzz on a team is either go for Electric Terrain with Tapu Koko. And knock out the... Mandibuzz with a Life of Wall Charge from Arcanine or Self-Swagger, I guess. But we're going to find an 1853 rated player from Japan. I put the normal trainer theme on like an idiot. Ayo, ayo, ayo. Hello, Drifblim, governor. Speaking of Drifblim. Okay, I wonder what... Okay, it's probably the Psychic Seed. It's not the Swagger variant, so I wonder which set it'll be. I have heard from like a few people who actually messaged me about like how they were using Drifblim. They were running like Shadow Ball and they were running like Tailwind or Sunny Day. So this should be pretty interesting. This team, I mean, it can knock out Drifblim in one hit, which is actually nice. I think I want to lead Marowak here, which is a very strange lead, but I think it works in this situation. Marowak Muck, maybe? I kind of like it. Yeah. Politoed Dragonite, I guess, in the back because I'm kind of weak to the Garchomp otherwise. Garchomp under Tailwind is so scary for this team. I feel like we're going to lose to it. Tapu Koko really doesn't do much in this matchup other than changing terrains. I guess I could let Kartana. Maybe I should let Kartana. I don't know. I still think this is a fine play. We'll see what my opponent decides to lead. This is going to be a very interesting match. Drifblim plus... Usually Tapu Lele would be very safe. We could see Tapu Koko Garchomp, I think, is a very safe lead against my team as well. I wonder what kind of Lele it is, if it's Scarf or not. Maybe I should let Politoed to try to confirm what item that Tapu Lele is. But we are going to lead our Marowak Muck here. Hopefully not into a Garchomp lead. Okay, it is Tapu Lele Drifblim. Okay. Okay, so Psychic Surge is going to get up. I think my opponent has a very safe switch into Garchomp. It is going to be that Psychic Seed on Drifblim. Shadow Bone will still be able to knock out the Drifblim, but I don't know if he wants to... Okay. If this has Shadow Ball, he could just double up the Marowak, but we would probably trade Tapu Lele for Muck. A very safe... He could go for a Garchomp switching. I think Shadow Bone plus Poison Jab is my best play. Try to get a knockout somehow. The only way I cannot get a knockout is a switch. We see the Will-O-Wisp actually into the Muck. Oh, no. Is that Shattered Psyche coming out? No, it's Psychic. Unless it's Life Orb, it doesn't KO. It is Life Orb, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. So, I guess that was a bad read by me, but I wasn't expecting Life Orb. I was expecting the Z-move Lele, to be honest. Poison Jab, decent amount, but not really that great, to be honest. And... the Muck is burned. I already don't like our position. God dang it, Drifblim. Why are you beating me now? So this looks like a support set Drifblim. Very interesting. Going to Politoed here because it's the only thing that can actually outspeed the Lele. I guess I could go for Hypnosis into the Drifblim. I mean, he does have a special defense increase. I think you just Tailwind Protect here, to be honest. I don't see like a drawback to that. Maybe I should have taunted the Drifblim first turn and just protected Muck. I mean Marowak. Or maybe I should... Oh, it is the Sunny Day variant. Okay, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Sunny Day Drifblim just for the rain matchup. Is this the team that I was supposed to evaluate? I don't remember. But we're going to see a Psychic. This should KO because it's Life Orb. Yeah, we're getting Rex by the Drifblim. Oh, this thing is so scary. I could have knocked out the Tapu Lele, I guess. But my opponent cannot set up Taunt now. I mean Tailwind. And cannot go for Willows. But I think the game is pretty much over at this point. Because a Burn, Muck, and Dragonite are not going to do much. Probably we're just going to see both my opponent's Pokemon just outspeed and knock out the Dragonite with like a Shadow Ball Moonblast combination I cannot protect. I think I knew what my opponent was going to lead, but I handled the position just so poorly. Was not expecting the Life Orb on Lele at all. So go for the Draco Meteor, I guess, and a Poison Jab. Maybe I should just Poison Jab the Lele, but Garchomp could have came in. We're going to see the Shadow Ball. Yep. So it's going to be a Shadow Ball Moonblast combination into Dragonite. I think I'm going to use Drifblim in the next episode. It dominated. It literally destroyed my entire team. I don't like Sunny Day on Drifblim though. It's only there for the sun. It's only there for the rain matchup. Actually, does Drifblim even outspeed Golduck? I don't think it can, unless you're like really, really invested Drifblim. But it does survive Hydro Vortex, so I guess that makes sense. Garchomp's gonna come out. Yeah, I cannot win. Just do your worst. Just do your worst. Man, I don't want to drag out the game by protecting. Knockoff into Drifblim. Shadow Ball into the Muck. Actually, this was the set I evaluated, right? This, like, someone sent me a paste spin on Showdown about a Drifblim team, and it was Shadow Ball, Willows, and Sunny Day, and I think Tailwind would be the last move, obviously. Oh, wow. Muck actually able to survive. But it didn't have Garchomp. It had Lele and Koko. I think it had Nihilego on the team, so I have no idea. Knockoff into Drifblim. That did a lot. That wasn't even a crit too. Very interesting. But, yep. Just gonna, you know, go for knockoff. Let's see. Oh, man. Game beaten by Drifblim. What a day. Okay. That's it. I gotta run Drifblim tomorrow. And we're going to start winning the game with our own Drifblim team. So, wow. I wonder if this guy can get to 1900s. I almost made 1900s with Drifblim, but maybe I can get to 1900s with the Drifblim team when I play it on the channel for a week. Who knows? We'll see. Hope everyone enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please leave a like down below. It shows your support. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. If you want to try out the Dragonite team, which this was the final episode of, you can check it out. There's a QR code and a paste spin down below. And if you missed a previous episode of VGC 17 back-to-back battles, there's a playlist down below. And you can always check out my social medias as well. Twitter, Twitch, Patreon. I'm going to be live streaming soon. I'll probably be using Drifblim tomorrow because a lot of people requested it. I'll probably replace the Tapu Koko though, because Scar Tapu Koko is... Don't use Scar Tapu Koko. Otherwise, I will see you around in the next episode.